Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Have you ever wondered what games you should sell or you should use? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Find out on our top 10 list what games you cannot miss. Don't forget to subscribe to Purge Reviews.
Tower, when I look at this game, I think Kickstarter, I never know if these games are Kickstarter or not for the most part. Kind of reminds me of a Kickstarter, kind of overproduced for such a small game, which usually tells me Kickstarter. It's a beautiful game. I think the artwork is incredible. I really like the art style in this game. This illustrated by Derek Bacon. Great job, my friend. All the components are really nice, very colorful. The gems are neat. The art is neat. The cards may be a tad thin, but you don't use them a whole lot. What you're trying to build to get the tower up, those might be a little generic, but they're useful. And some of the color variances may be off a little bit. I could see how that would happen. I don't like that the barrels are brown, but they're represented with blue. Yeah, you figure it out pretty quickly, but it's just, I don't know. It is what it is. The game itself just isn't very fun. Too much of it comes down to just drawing gems out of a bag, and they can be manipulated quite a few different ways. I just don't know that it's interesting or fun. It also has a solo variant, which leads me to believe it's also Kickstarter, so you might like that. Seems like every Kickstarter has to have a solo variant. The components are great. The game has a flaw, and it's broken in a way that you can get to a point where nothing can be built. And the rules supersede that by saying, well, if nobody can build anything, then everything is wild. Okay. To me, that just says the game doesn't work, and here's a weird rule that we're going to throw in to fix it. Okay, sure, if that works. On the flip side, it's a game that plays rather quickly. I think 45 minutes on the box is just way too long. You want to play this game about 15 or 20 minutes. That means everybody really just needs to take their turn. Boom, 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 boom. Because you don't want this to drag out too long. For these small little box games, I never think they're fantastic. I think they're okay most of the time. It's not terrible. It's just a little dry to me and a little boring. But if you look for something that's rather portable, that has a lot of pieces in it, well produced, great artwork, and you may like this, I see what they're going for here. I get it. And I get the manipulation of gems versus the manipulation of dice. I get all that. I just don't know it's something I want to keep coming back to. For that reason, I'm going to purge it. At best, I would say try this. Try this out. It may even work best with 2 players. I think I liked it best with 4. But these little box games, I always hold out hope that they're going to be a good 2-player. But to each their own. The tower is going to be a purge for me. Try it. Try it first. Here's the components for Tower. I think this was a Kickstarter game. The box is small but long. It kind of shows you what it looks like on the back. This is a really nice box. This is a high quality box for sure. You are going to get some pretty good artwork. The name is pretty generic. It is what it is. First we're going to find is their rule book. It's fairly good. There is some built-in expansions in the back, which is kind of nice. And you get those. That actually did not come in there. You get this really nice thick bag. I do like the artwork in it. And you're going to get a number of gems in here of different colors. These are pretty... I don't see... They're nice, but you've seen this before, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. But you're going to get a bunch of different colors in here. Let me see if I can show you some different colors here. You got greens and blues and reds and black. Okay, so what you're going to have here is a bunch of components. Let me see if I can get those gems out for you. There you go. See them? Bunch of different colors. You have a bunch of different... So these are the towers that you'll kind of be building. There's enough for all 3 players to get 3, and they stack really well. Flat surface, they stack pretty well. I'm very happy with those. Nice wood. You get some wood. I think I've seen this in other games. This is water. It looks like something that would be out of Francis Drake. The problem I had with water is on the board it's blue. Garrett, it's brown. Not a huge disconnect, but a couple people made a comment on that in the game, so I thought I'd bring it up. You are going to get Agricola goods. This is brick. Just a red piece of wood. It's nice. You're going to get a number of meeples, some for players, workers, some for the expansion. Classic meeples. And then you're going to get a normal 6-sided die. You will get 2 decks of cards, I should say. You're going to get black market cards. And what's really nice is printed on there what it does, or how much it costs. And each one has some really cool artwork on it. And then what you're doing and the cost to play is at the bottom. So these are really neat. The artwork is really good. These are usually take that cards or screw your neighbor cards. You got the build cards, which you can tell it looks much more generic from the other one. And these are just the icons of what you're building. Now, you can tell this is in the shape. Once again, they're using blue for water. This is the shape, it's the only icon left over, but everything else is placed in its normal color, except for this. So these are kind of generic, and there's some that only use with 4 players, so you can look at that at the bottom. Let's see, so this is the tiles that are used for the game. Very nice and sturdy, very thick, with a logo on the back. Didn't need to be this nice, although much appreciated, because all they do is sit on the board, but you can see the artwork on it is very comical and funny. There is Salil. This is where you build the tower on top of this, and there you go. You're going to get a couple of player tableaus. So let me show this first. So this is Lufta. This is what you would use as an automated player with certain player numbers. I don't like playing with things like that. You have this completely useless, have no idea what it does in the game. So maybe this is just something Kickstarter exclusive they made, so you would want to frame this. I don't know. Whatever. This is one of the expansions that come with it, the jail. You got these stickers. There are more stickers than there are meeples, and with no instructions on how to sticker it, so I have not stickered mine. These are the player tableaus. They're okay. I mean, all they do is sit there and tell you the player order, or what you do on a turn. It's nice. Yeah, no problems. You get some wanted cards that are used with one of the expansions, the jail expansion, and then 3 individual. These come with meeples that match, sort of. These are expansions that come with it, and that's really the components. Everything is really top quality, especially for something that's such a small box. You don't expect this nice of stuff, but this is what Kickstarter brings us. Kickstarter brings us fantastic stuff like this. The rules for Tower are fairly good. They're a little oddly structured in that the powers kind of come up later, and then you have all these variants at the end. I would definitely throw those variants in almost immediately. Even like the jail one, I think it speeds the game up a little bit unless a lot of stuff gets stolen and then somebody can truly get hammered. But it's a risk that you're taking, so you have the reward and the risk there. I'd probably just go ahead and throw those variants in. They give you some flexibility and possibly speed the game up more, which is good. You want this game to be as quick as possible. That's not because it's terrible and you want to get it over with. It's just it's a better game the shorter it is for the experience that it has. So the rules are fine. You can get through them rather quickly. The game is pretty simple. There's a few moving parts, but you're not going to have problems. Give yourself about 10 minutes to read the rule book. Okay, so I kind of want to show you what it looks like unset up so you can see it. This is going to be the main marketplace here. And what you're going to do is you're going to put the goods on all of these empty spaces, and these are the goods that are available to be purchased. Now, I don't want to fill the board up right now, although you will, because I want to be able to show you the prices in just a second. But all these circles will be filled up with goods. And maybe, you know what, maybe I'll just go ahead and do that. You can see how long the game takes to set up. It's a very quick game to set up. You know, this is really the part that takes the longest, is just putting these out. Now, the game's going to have a few variety variables to it that may change things. And I'm going to take the time to go over them. So what you're going to do, so if you're the orange player, you're going to start out with an orange meeple and 3 towers. And the first person to build these 3 towers will then end the game. So you will also have these black market cards that you can purchase with the cost right here. And you will have Salil, and he's a trader, and he lets you trade at these ratios. And he starts the game out with nothing. And what you'll kind of see on here is that, so this one guy sells grain. There's different prices, a red, blue, green, a red, green, and 3 green. Now, green is the least valuable, then blue, then red, and then black, which is the trader. And you'll see that in a second. So on your turn, the first thing you will do is you'll reach in here and you'll grab 3 random jewels. Okay, I drew too many. So I drew 2 green and a blue. And what you're going to have is, you're going to have a build card. Everybody's going to start with one. I know I need a red, 3 yellow, and a water. So I have 2 green and a blue. There really isn't anything I can do except for, it's in my worker here. There's 1 blue and 2 green is the cost. And I paid it to Salil. Everything you pay for goes over there until the bag is empty. Then you put everything back in. And now I have one of these, which I can place on my board. And you can pretty much take as many actions you can afford to do, but eventually you will run out of things to do. And other people will be putting their people out. You can only put it out if you can buy something. And when somebody's there, you also can't go there. So they can only attract 1 person at a time. The next time on my turn, I will reach back in the bag and I will grab 3 more gems that I can use, save, do whatever I want. But now the game is kind of progressing with a few things I can do with this. If you look here on the black market deck, and these cards tend to be very powerful, I could buy one of these. And what you do is you pay a black, which I happen to draw. I paid it to Salil, and you draw 3 cards off the top of the deck. And then this is the cost in gems I'd have to give up to pay for the card when I want to use it, not to take it right now. I would pick one. Until you build your next tower segment, you're free to shop at stalls occupied by other players. That's nice. Wild card. This card represents a single resource of your choice. Very powerful. Wild card. So the same one came up twice. So I take 2 that I don't want. I put them back on. And I keep this one. And if I ever want to play it on my turn, I just have to give up 2 gems. Well, guess what? I'm going to spend my other 2 gems and play this. And this card is a single resource of your choice to be used when building. So when I build, I can put this down face up in front of me. And when I build, I already have one of these resources. So now, as you know, my last turn, I was able to buy this grain. And whatever I can't get or doesn't come up, I can pretend like it's there. So that's pretty nice, too. So everybody else will take their turns, and there'll be people out, and you can't need to do that. You need to draw 3 gems, and you can spend them to buy things. You can go to Salil. So let me show you what Tableau looks like. Here's kind of what the turn will look like. You draw the 3 gems. You can shop in a single unoccupied stall, like I did. You put your worker down, your meeple, and you buy something. You can trade gems with Salil. So I just drew 2 reds and a blue. So what I can do is I can trade either 3 green, 2 blue, 1 red, and get any 1 gem that Salil has. Or if I give up a black one, I get any 2 gems. That can be very, very powerful. You can do this as many times as you want. Take a single trip to the black market. That's to get the card. And finally, use 1 or more of your black market cards. And then you can always build. If you have the resources on the card, at the end of your turn, you can build 1. And you would put your tower up here. And the first person to do 3 would win. Now, that's really the game. You just draw the tiles over and over and over again. Lots of luck in that. So that's when these guys come in. And these are variables or variants or expansions you can add. This guy allows you to use the yellow meeple. And what he allows you to do is occupy a marker stall until the start of your next turn. You have to give up either a green, blue, or red. And you can just stick this guy somewhere if you really want this. Like say there's only one piece of wood left and you really want it, and somebody else is going to steal it. You pay one of these colored gems and you put that guy down and nobody else can use it until your turn. That's what he does. Now, the bully, if you play a blue or a red, he allows you to just take somebody else's guy and just push them off. So now you can use an occupied space by pushing them off. And the last one is the runner. He allows you to buy at 2 different market stalls. Normally, you can only buy at 1 market stall per turn. You only have the 1 meeple. He allows you to buy at 2. So you'd have to really save up stuff to get that. Now the last one is these wanted ones. And it comes in at least the box that I have. And that's the jail. And what you can do with the jail is you can take and steal 2 from Salil, any ones you want. But you're going to get one of these wanted cards. And as long as you have a wanted card every round, as long as somebody has one, they will roll this. And then the jailer, the white meeple, I rolled a 5, will go here. And if you have a wanted, if you're there and you have a wanted card, because you stole something, you have to give up 3 gems. So this can be a way to get a couple gems, but you need to run from that jailer until you're caught. And if you're caught, he takes you off to jail. And that's kind of how the jailer works. That's a little neat little variant that comes with it. Lastly, you have Lufty. You can use him as like a dummy player to do certain stuff, and he kind of works as an AI player, if you will. And that may interest some people when they're playing to utilize him. So that's how you play Tower. You're going to draw the 3 gems. You're going to try to spin those, either trading them in or buying something or buying the black market card or using one of them until you're able to build 3 towers. Now, everybody's going to be building their tower on top of this. This thing's, theoretically getting higher and higher and higher. There's no particular order. Whenever you can build it, you put it up there. So you guys are collectively building the tower, but you want to be the one to build a 3rd one first. And anyway, that's how it works, and that's the tower. Who should buy this game? Fans of components, fans of artwork that like this kind of thing. If you're looking for a little light economic game with some luck, the drawing out of the gems out of the bag's going to be a lot of luck. You could probably get this to fly with some non-gamers or newer gamers. This might be an okay filler if you're really into economic games and you want an economic filler. I wish it was more like 30 than 45 minutes, but it's still, this is a solid little game. I'm going to purchase because it doesn't necessarily fit into my collection and my enjoyment of playing with it, but there is a market for a game like this. I think some people are going to like this, and it's light enough, has enough luck on it, I think anybody can play it. You could definitely play this maybe with some older kids. I'm guessing 10 plus, 11 plus. I think the box says 8 plus. I don't know. I don't know if this is their first game or not, but it's a solid 4 to 6 to me. It's okay. Some people like it more than me, but I would definitely try it before I bought it.